Bounce back again. Disrespect to Errol Spence part 2. Now I noticed that like when Errol Spence beat guys, people don't want to give him credit. Oh man, he beat Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia is not an elite fighter. He's came up short in top fights and blah blah blah. Which is true. He lost, right? One of the losses, Sean Porter, you could say, that could have went either way. You know what I mean? The Keith Thurman fight was a close fight, right? And Keith Thurman is revered as like a top guy. You know what I'm saying? He just ain't active. You know what I mean? That's what it is. So when you look at a guy like Danny Garcia, counterpuncher, top fighter, right? A fighter that when he took that fight with Errol Spence, many people was like, I don't know if you should fight that fight. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was the main ones that were saying that about Errol. Like, I don't think you should take that fight coming off the accident. And then he got in there and beat the shit out of Danny Garcia. He dominated Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia's never been dominated like that in his career. Like, ever in his career. Errol Spence did it. Now, if Terrence Crawford was the one to do that to Danny Garcia, oh, they'll be praised. Oh, Terrence Crawford did da. But I told y'all, it's because Errol Spence did it first. Oh man, Danny Garcia is a he a C-level fighter. If you say Danny Garcia a C-level fighter, then Mean Machine is what's past F? A G-level fighter, H-level fighter. Jose Benavidez Jr. I-level fighter, right? And that was a fighter that Terrence Crawford struggled with. It took him to the 12th round to knock that nigga out. But I digress. And that Jeff Horn, Z-level fighter. Do I need to keep going? So all I'm saying is at the end of the day, I could go on and on. We have to put respect. We got to put respect on Terrence Crawford's name too, right? I'm going to say that. We do. But understand, you got to put respect on Errol Spence's name. This nigga fought killers, bro. He fought fights that he was supposed to lose. People want to talk about Mikey, right? And the crazy thing is, back when Errol Spence, I didn't want Errol Spence to fight Mikey Garcia. I'm not going to lie to you. And this is why. Because me and my homeboys talk about this at that time. I said, man, when Errol Spence beat this nigga and he make it look easy, right? They're going to use this as an excuse and say, oh, you fought little Mikey, right? So if Errol Spence would have stopped him, they'd be like, oh, you fought a smaller dude, you weren't supposed to fight that dude. That dude too small. Or just dominated him like he did. Oh, man, but you didn't stop him, though. I said this way back when. I didn't want Errol Spence to fight Mike Garcia. I thought Mikey Garcia was talking and saying all this, and I want to fight Errol. I wouldn't have fought him. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to keep it a stat. I wouldn't have fought him. But I understand his mindset. Like, oh, this nigga talking. All right, bet. I'm going to give him what he want. I'm going to show you that his levels is different over here. And that's what it is. Right? And it's the crazy thing. It was a lot of people picking Mikey to beat Errol Spence. Go back to when Errol fought Mikey and just look at all the fight predictions. I don't get, people like, oh, Vegas picked him. That's Vegas. Go look at all of the coaches, right? Look at all the coaches. Because, see, Vegas, anybody can vote. Right? Anybody can bet money. That's real talk. Anybody can sit there and bet some bread and be like, oh, yeah, I got it on Errol. It's people that don't even know boxing. They just betting because, they want to make a little bit of money. But it was people, trainers, coaches, former fighters, Hall of Fame fighters that was picking Mikey Garcia. They said Mikey is more talented and more skilled than Errol Spence. That was the energy. That was the mindset. That was how they were thinking at that time. Mikey Garcia is better than Errol Spence. He's just a little bit better. Mike Garcia was even saying that. I'm just a little bit better. I'm more fundamentally sound. I feel like, I hit harder. I just do everything a little bit better than Errol. That's what they said. Real talk. That's what they said. So, now, then he fight him, dominate him. Oh, you didn't stop him, though. Which I told my partner, I said, man, look at this. Look what they saying. I said, man, I want to fight him. It's a lose-lose situation. You beat this dude, bro. What? Now, yeah, you made a lot of money because you got the Hispanics. Hispanics love boxing. I work with a bunch of Hispanics, so I know. Hispanics love boxing. But when it comes down to the meat and potatoes of the situation, when you look at the totality of the circumstances, when you look at everything, I feel like he shouldn't have fought Mikey Garcia. Because look what they're saying. Exactly what I told my partner. Matter of fact, I'm going to interview, and he's going to tell you exactly what I said. I said, man, I don't think he should fight that boy, man. Now, granted, Mike Garcia was looked at the time as an elite fighter, right? He was looked at as one of them dudes, one of them pillars in the sport of boxing. So, we got to put respect on Mikey's name too. But at the end of the day, let's just keep it 1,000. Let's just keep it funky. Mikey Garcia, you got to give Errol credit for that. But personally, do I think he should have fought Mikey? No. Because I knew this was going to happen when it came to Mikey Garcia. Oh, man, he too little, man. This, that, and the third. All this foolishness, right? But I digress. They bring up Kell Brook. And the only reason they bring up Kell Brook is because Terrence Crawford brought up Kell Brook. And, whatever Terrence Crawford says, they tend to ride with it, although he contradicts himself from time to time, right? Now, that was a great knockout for Terrence Crawford when he fought Kell Brook. You know what I mean? He was losing to Kell Brook, and, then he just caught Kell Brook with a shot, and Kell Brook folded. That's his real talk. Kell Brook quit against Terrence Crawford. That's what it is. He felt that the sharpness, right? And he just was like, because this is the thing, Terrence Crawford is sharp. He's accurate with his punches. He's not really a power puncher like Errol. He's sharp, right? He's accurate, right? That's. I'm not saying he don't have no power. He definitely has power, but his power is not devastating power. Terrence Crawford know how to set traps to get you to run into things. Prime example. Okay, I'm cooking with hot grease right now, right? When you sit there and you in the ring, right, and you throw, let's say, a hook, right, and you don't got to land the hook. You just throwing it to get the dude to react so he can move straight into your straight right. And you even got to throw it hard. You just throw the hook, and then, so you go jab, hook, and then straight right is right there. He runs into it, right? And he go down. I've done stuff like that where I ain't even throw a punch that hard, and a dude run into the punch, and he, fall all dramatically. You get what I mean? That's what happened. Kell Brook ran into Crawford's punch. Crawford did a good job setting some things on. Those who know boxing understand what I'm talking about. It's a lot of punches you don't even got to throw hard. You just got to throw the punch and get them to run into it or step into it. And you could drop somebody. You get what I mean? Kell Brook ran into that. He made a mistake. He got countered and ran into Terrence Crawford's jab. And then once Brook stumbled into the ropes, Crawford, I threw a hook, landed it, and then that was it. You see what I'm saying? That was it. Done data. So all I'm saying is at the end of the day, to get back on topic, right? Because sometimes I get off topic, get back on topic. Errol Spence win against Kell Brook was different compared to Terrence Crawford's win against Kell Brook. Terrence Crawford's knockout was impressive, but that was a battered Kell Brook. And he ain't fought at the weight class in 3 years. And his fights prior to that, he fought guys that he normally would dominate, right? If he was his old self, he would have dominated these dudes. He fought a dude that's a full-time stripper. The dude is a full-time... The dude be stripping on poles, bro. Full-time, box on the side, and Kell Brook struggled with him. Even the biased UK commentators was like, Buddy need to retire. Then he takes a fight with Terrence Crawford, had a short training camp, right? Now, granted, is that Terrence Crawford's fault? No, because Kell Brook accepted the offer. Had a short training camp, right? Didn't have his original coach. Found some dude off Instagram and said, hey, man, you my coach. Didn't do the normal stuff that he do to prepare for fights. Dominic Ingle quickly laid that out. He said, look, Kell Brook wanted to do this. He wanted to train over here. I said, no, I'm the trainer. I decide everything. And Kell Brook wanted to do what he wanted to do. I said, well, I can't coach you. And he said it was a list of other things as far as the length of the training camp. You know, wasn't a full length of the training camp. Go watch these videos. It was a lot of political stuff going on with that fight. When Errol Spence and Kell Brook fought, I think they had a full training camp. Right? Full training camp. Kell Brook had his trainer. You know, he had everything that he had to be successful. You know? And last time I checked, nobody was calling out Kell Brook but Errol Spence. Terrence Crawford was calling out Kell Brook, and Kell Brook was a champion. You see what I'm saying? When Terrence Crawford moved up, he called out Keith Thurman. I give him credit. He called out Keith Thurman and Errol Spence. Right? But see, Errol Spence came later. After Errol Spence beat Kell Brook. And Errol told him, hey, man, I don't even know what type of fighter you going to be when you get up here. You know, but that fight will be a fight that can happen in the future. I'm trying to get all these belts. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to become undisputed. And that's real. And he did that. He got 3 belts, and all he needed was the last one. He came up short. Happens. It's life. It is what it is. So all I'm saying is, at the end of the day, let's put some respect on the dude's name, man. And I could go on about Errol Spence's resume and the parameters. See, a lot of people don't want to talk about the details of certain situations. They just want to look at it on the surface. Nah. When you talking about resumes, you got to go deep in context. When you talking about fights, you got to go deep into the details. You can't look at the surface and be like, oh, yeah, this. Because somebody that don't know boxing, gonna sit there and listen to a Bud Buddy and be like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, yeah, he knocked out Kell Brook, and then he did knock him out sooner, and Errol Spence knocked him out later. I mean, I got a homeboy that's on my Mind on Greatness podcast, Peso. He think like that. He watch boxing, but he don't really watch it like that. So his mindset is like, okay, well, this person is saying this. I mean, it makes more sense to me because he knocked out this dude in 4 rounds, and Errol knocked him out in like 9, 10, 11 rounds. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you get what I mean? So the casual gonna sit there and be like, and I ain't, you know, and that's my boy. I could be real with him. The casual could be like, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. But somebody that really know boxing, that knows the details and really, okay, I ain't looking at it on the surface. Let me look at it in its entirety. Oh, okay, he ain't have his regular coach. Oh, okay, he ain't fought at the weight class and da-da-da. And then, even when he was at this other weight class, he wasn't even fighting the Charlos and, you know, the names. He was just fighting strippers. Huh? And having those type of performances against that level of competition? Nah, bro. Hold on. That's when you start raising eyebrows. Like, something ain't right about that. That's all about saying. You know what I mean? Terrence Crawford deserves credit for all his fights. Right? Let me say this. He deserves credit for all his fights. Right? Some of them got asterisks behind them. But he fought these guys. He beat them. It's not easy to win a fight. Even against low-level competition. It's not easy to win those fights. Okay? I'm going to say this again. It's not easy to win those fights. Even against low-level competition. Also, it's not easy to gear yourself up to fight a fighter that is not elite. Okay? Terrence Crawford was able to do that. He fought low-level competition, and he motivated himself. He made sure each time he was ready to perform. He was ready to dominate. He did what he was supposed to do against the level of competition. He gets that credit. But understand, Errol Spence fought better competition than Terrence Crawford. That's just reality. That's just facts. He fought better competition at the weight class. He risked his O. He didn't take the safe approach, right? He fought top guys. He fought guys without tune-ups. He did all that. He didn't want to tune up. He fought. Let me put me in there with Danny. All right, bet. Damn, I saw you put me in there with Ugas. And Ugas was coming off a career-defining win against Manny Pacquiao. A fighter that Terrence Crawford was trying to make a fight with. Make that make sense. See, when Ugas beat him, oh man, Manny Pacquiao was washed up. So what you think they would have said if Terrence beat that version of Manny Pacquiao? Y'all would have tried to give that nigga credit for that. Oh, Terrence beat Manny Pacquiao. No. If Terrence Crawford would have gotten that Manny Pacquiao and beat him, which I think he could have beat Manny Pacquiao, that version anyway, he would have beat a washed up old Manny Pacquiao. That's just facts. So I don't want to hear anything about, it's like when it comes to Bud, y'all want to give him credit and praise, but everybody else, y'all want to discredit no. We have to deal with the truth. We got to deal with reality. Terrence Crawford ain't fought those names. But I'm not sitting there to discredit him as a fighter. We are talking about reality. We're talking about the truth. Terrence Crawford is a hell of a fighter. I think he deserves to be undisputed. He deserves the accolades he got. But at the end of the day, keep it a stacked bundle, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. When it come down to the meat and potatoes, he ain't fought those names, bro. And it's his fault why he ain't fought those names. That's reality. Because according to him, and we just going off his standards, his mindset, the fighters, if they really want to fight, these fights will happen. Okay, well, based off your logic, you're the reason why these fights didn't happen. Now, granted, now it don't matter, right? And it don't matter now because he beat Errol Spence. He's undisputed, right? And I said this in one of my videos. I said, and this was a while back. I said, Terrence Crawford, truthfully, when they was like Terrence Crawford's the favorite, I said he should be. Because he ain't fought no tough fights. He ain't really put himself in harm's way. Errol Spence has. So Terrence Crawford should be the fresher fighter, right? He ain't got no mileage on his body, right? He should fight all those top fights. And it shouldn't be an issue. Cause he ain't fought those he ain't been through no wars. He ain't fought no top names consistently. See, he'll fight a top name here. Look, let me tell you something. Gamboa, they bring that up. Good win. Good win. But me personally, I didn't think Gamboa was gonna beat Terrence Crawford. I thought Terrence Crawford was gonna beat Gamboa. Not gonna lie to you. That's how I thought. And the reason why I'm very big on fundamentals. Gamboa is not fundamentally sound, bro. His chin is in the air. He fight with his hands down. I said Terrence gonna get him. And what happened? He got him. You know what I mean? When that fight was announced, I said Terrence gonna get that boy. I wasn't sold on Gamboa. I'm sorry. I just never was. You could take it however you want to take it. I know the world looking at, oh, man, what Gamboa got? He's fast. He's not fundamentally sound. I look at him how I look at Ryan Garcia. That's how I was looking at him. Ryan Garcia is fast. But I said, once that chin get touched, he gonna touch the canvas. What happened to him? He had the chicken wing on him again. Y'all remember in that tank fight? Also, I don't get me started, man. So when it comes down to Errol Spence, let's put some respect on this nigga name. The dude a legend, regardless. I understand a lot of y'all done jumped ship and said he sucked, and y'all don't like the nigga no more, and y'all don't want to see him fight, and y'all think he done, and blah, blah, blah. That's cool. I don't think that. I don't think he done. I think he just getting started. Because even if he lose to Crawford again, he's not done. That's what it is. He's not done. He's a whole nother weight class. He can climb back to the top. It's big names there. He got Exit Lubin. He got Brian Castano. He got, Tim Tszyu. I like Errol Spence versus Tim Tszyu. You know what I mean? I look at that as a 50-50 fight. You know what I mean? Tim Tszyu is big, so he bigger than Errol. So, Errol gonna have to fight a different type of fight. But I still like that fight. You know what I mean? That's an action-packed fight. It's really gonna come down to the battle of wills, I think, truthfully. You know what I mean? Who gonna out-wheel the other person? Errol Spence willing to go out on his shield, though. Is Tim Tszyu willing to do that? You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Eric Lubin versus Errol Spence. Errol Spence is willing to go out on his shield. Is Eric Lubin, which he is. Look at the Fundura fight. You know what I mean? So that's a big fight, right? So it's a lot of big fights at 154 for Errol Spence. You know what I mean? He still can revamp himself. You know what I'm saying? It ain't over for the nigga. Now, Bud, he ain't got that much longer in the sport. That's why he trying to get that retirement check from Canelo. He know, man, too. Canelo gonna fight that nigga. I thought about it. He gonna fight him. And here's why Canelo gonna fight Terence Crawford. I know I'm getting off topic. He gonna fight Terence Crawford because Terence Crawford is smaller than him. And that's another reason for him not to fight David Benavidez, David Morrell, or Demetrius Andrade, or Jamal Charlo. That's another reason for him to do that. Mark my words. And now I'm hearing Canelo versus Jaime Munguia. They talking about it. So I saw something on it, but I ain't gonna make a video on it yet because I need to see if it's true. But I saw somebody talking about Canelo versus Jaime Munguia. So, but like I said, man, I could do a 45-minute video talking about this. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Stop disrespecting that nigga Errol Spence. Boss gone.